The last we talked about the pink sauce, there was a lot going on. The creator of the viral TikTok sauce had created a GoFundMe page to say that she was struggling with finances. She claimed that she had been financially sabotaged by the company that she partnered with to get the sauce in stores and was calling out Dave's Gourmet, saying they haven't been paying her what she has deserved, and accused them of also trying to silence her because she was making a ton of TikToks about the situation and they kept getting deleted, and she felt like they were the ones getting those videos taken down. The whole situation was just such a mess, and even more so because she had kids and was saying that they were facing eviction and she didn't even really have money to buy her kids food. Now, Dave's Gourmet came out with the response to the media, acknowledging her accusations, saying, "Dave's Gourmet has adhered to the terms of the agreement with Miss Shaw. We disagree with Miss Shaw's allegations. Dave's Gourmet has paid Chef P over $120,000 to date, and it continues to make all payments as due and on time based upon the terms of the contract. We've offered to reimburse Ms. Shaw for her lawyer's time to go over the terms of the agreement and how it relates to the payments that were made to Ms. Shaw. She indicates that she's open to an amicable resolution of the dispute and the parties are in discussion." They also spoke with Insider, where they shared documents to verify the funds that were sent from Dave's Gourmet to Chef P to date, and the article stated, "Insider reviewed screenshots of bank statements shared by Dave's Gourmet reflecting payments it says it made to Shaw, as well as a company called Flavor Crazy Inc., which is registered in her name. There were 12 total transactions in the screenshots, totaling $120,000. The payments began in August 9th, 2022, according to the documents provided by Dave's, and the latest transaction occurred on August 17th of this year." But the drama continues because as of this past week, Chef P is still online talking about Dave's negatively, accusing them of not paying her properly and claiming that she has been struggling as a result. And let me just say, this whole situation has not gotten her the sympathy that she might have thought, because a lot of the response to this has been people wanting her to take accountability for her actions, feeling like she was irresponsible from the beginning of the sauce's creation, and in this situation has let this money go to waste and is now just trying to blame the company when in fact they have proven that they have paid her. And let me just say, it sounds like Dave's Gourmet has been more than generous with these payments to Chef P, because later, I'm going to read this full statement that they have put out with every single little detail about the situation working with her. And she does not look good, I will say that. Trying to get them to pay for her birthday party, I mean, you guys, it is a mess over here. But before we get into what they have said, let's talk about what Chef P has recently put on her YouTube channel. She uploaded a video talking about the fact that she hasn't been posting as frequently as before because she's been trying to get her life in order. But here she is talking about Dave's once again, and she wanted to get into the $120,000 that she received from them and how it clearly wasn't enough for her.
Let's talk about what is actually going on and, all of this chaos that's going on with Dave's Gourmet. So first of all, I want to acknowledge this $120,000 that they've responded to the blog saying that they paid me. So number one, it wasn't an upfront payment of $120,000 straightforward. It was sent to me partially, but they were partial payments, and then also a huge chunk of that money went towards me paying for Airbnb and paying for hotels, because mind y'all, I was homeless for 6 months following this, in which I kept having a security issue because I was promised that I would receive legal help for people spreading false narratives about the pink sauce. However, that never happened.
Now, we're going to get into how the payments were split up later on in Dave's statement. They do talk about this, but she was given large chunks of money at a time. So there was definitely more than enough to keep her afloat. That was Dave's goal in giving her so much money, especially up front. A lot of this money they gave to her before she had even earned it because they wanted to help her. They also advised her to have another job on the side because this was just supposed to be an additional income for her and not like a main source of income. Although although the money that she did end up earning through Dave's Gourmet, she definitely could have lived off of it. $120,000 is a lot of money, but Chef P did not think so. She's saying that she had to pay for Airbnbs because she was homeless and she had to pay for hotels, which is a statement that has been confusing a lot of people in the comment section because this money is technically her paycheck, and part of people's paychecks usually goes towards cost of living. That's normal. So it's interesting the way that she was phrasing it as if that was not normal for part of the money that she was paid to have gone towards her living situation. She also wanted to shut down any claims that she had cosmetic surgery, and that's what led her to fly through the money because people were accusing her of spending her money on stuff like that, and she said that she wouldn't have put herself in a bad financial situation just to get surgery, so she wanted to clear that up. But she said she had been suspicious of Dave's Gourmet since January, and that's when she started to question them and how her payments were coming in. She claims that she's supposed to receive her royalty payment before any expenses, and that in Q1 of this year, that's how it was. But the royalty in Q2 was completely different than in one, and said that now Dave's Gourmet was kind of flipping the entire payment arrangement, saying that she gets paid her royalty after expenses, and she's claiming that there's new rules every day with them. And honestly, it just sounds like a contract mess because how is there not a proper breakdown of how payments will be handled in the contracts? Like, they can't just be making new rules up every day, but she's claiming that that's basically what they did.
What these people did to me was gave me an ambiguous piece of paper that you don't know if you turning left or you turning right, and they're just manipulating words. And it does not work like that.
And Chef P continued to accuse them of being shady and not doing everything that they could to market her sauce the way that she felt as though it should have been.
These people defrauded me. So I would have to sue them for fraud because it's not only the calculation of the royalty, but it's everything else that is deteriorating my business and my brand. Because when we had negotiation, this is an innovative brand. This is an innovative product, which comes with risk, which means that money has to be allocated and put into marketing. The marketing is the company. They did not do that, which caused me to suffer drastically. And yes, I am in this for the long haul. That's why I'm here still fighting for my brand, because I'm not looking at the $1 million that was made. I'm looking at the millions and millions of dollars that wasn't made because they're not freaking listening to me.
Chef P goes on to say that Dave's Gourmet did not support her marketing ideas, and that she had an idea to do a Barbie themed campaign, but they didn't go forward with it. And I imagine that has to do with copyright and needing permission from Mattel in order to do something like that. Like all the other companies that got to do Barbie themed things, they all needed permission in order to do that and collaborate with them. And she says that it would have been a subliminal Barbie like marketing situation, but that still sounds like a risk, and probably why Dave's Gourmet didn't want to do that. They did not want to play with fire.
They're not listening to me. Like, it's so crazy. In freaking October, I was talking about a whole Barbie themed campaign. And no, we wouldn't have used Barbie font. I know people who commented on that as well. Like, there are certain ways to do certain things subliminally. But it would have been done, but none of that was supported. And I feel like the pink sauce was built through social media. The pink sauce was built fast through social media, and y'all deserve to see those visuals.
Chef P then goes on to address the fact that the sauce that Dave's Gourmet created isn't as pink as her sauce was, and it's giving beige sauce. And this was a major complaint when Dave's first put out the marketing images for the pink sauce. People noticed that the colors weren't that vibrant, and now we're hearing from Chef P for the first time that she is not happy with the product that is on the shelf.
Y'all deserve to see a fabulous sauce, and that is not what this is giving. This is giving beige sauce. I created the pink sauce, which is a vibrant, bright color, beautiful, scrumptious, delicious sauce, and that is not what y'all getting.
And let me just say that this certainly isn't helping the sauce's already damaged reputation with the way that she's now out here saying that she is not happy with the pink sauce. Like, people are certainly not going to be buying it now, but she claims that she's out here working every day trying to rebuild this vision that she has for her brand. And it kind of sounds like she was able to get out of the contract with the way that she's ending this video saying that she feels free now, but it's unclear.
I just feel like I'm free from prison. I'm free. I'm unsilenced. I can actually create, and I am running this ship because these people did not know what they were doing. They agreed to something that they could not handle. However, this is a really, really big learning experience for me, because before I sign any piece of paper with anyone, let's best believe that everything will be written down.
Now, Dave's has a whole statement that was posted on their website in regards to Chef P. It's a long one, so bear with me, but this is their side of the entire situation. And let me just say, they're not leaving out any details, you guys. They said, in August 2022, Dave's Gourmet LLC signed an agreement with Veronica Shaw and her entities Pink Sauce LLC and Flavor Crazy Inc., in which Flavor Crazy, Pink Sauce LLC, and Shaw were responsible for promoting pink sauce through the digital content, and Dave's Gourmet was in charge of achieving the required shelf stability for the product, making the formula acceptable for commercial production, and following FDA's food production guidelines, production and sales of the pink sauce product online and to retailers. At the time, Shaw was not producing pink sauce because FDA instructed her to cease all the production due to quality concerns. She was making pink sauce in her kitchen and was shipping it without refrigeration in the heat of summer, and the sauce frequently went bad during shipping, as evidenced by many social media posts from buyers. The sauce was not shelf stable and was not safe for shipping without refrigeration. There was huge negative publicity online and on social media due to the quality issues that Shaw had experienced. According to the agreement, Shaw received an upfront payment of $45,000 as a part of the agreement for Dave's Gourmet to pursue the sales of pink sauce. According to the agreement, Ms. Shaw was responsible for all the refunds for the products that predated the agreement. After the agreement was signed, it turned out that neither Shaw nor her entities had enough funds to cover all the refunds to the people who never received the product that she was responsible for, according to the agreement. It is our belief that Shaw was fully aware that there were not enough funds to cover the refunds. There was a hold put by Shopify and PayPal on most of the cash in her accounts due to multiple customer complaints, and even the cash that was there was mostly not available to pay refunds. Dave's Gourmet couldn't see the customers disappointed with no product and no refund, so it provided approximately $30,000 to cover the refunds, even though this was Shaw's responsibility. Some of the funds came back to Dave's Gourmet after the hold on Shaw's account was lifted by PayPal and Shopify. Prior to entering the partnership with Dave's Gourmet, Shaw reviewed and negotiated the contract with the help from her attorney. According to the contract, Shaw receives royalties that depend on the sales of pink sauce, and also there is a milestone payment if certain goals are met. All payments have been communicated and paid on time in accordance with the agreement. Dave's Gourmet also advised Veronica that pink sauce royalties should not be her only source of income, as they can fluctuate, and she should have a regular job to make sure that she has financial stability. At the time, Dave's Gourmet did not know if any sales will be generated from pink sauce. In the fall of 2022, Shaw was struggling financially. Dave's Gourmet wanted to be helpful, and over the course of several months, provided Shaw with multiple cash advances that total more than $40,000 without charging Shaw interest or fees. These advances were supposed to be offset by the future royalties that Shaw was going to earn. In March 2023, Shaw communicated that she had spent the entirety of her previous advances, that she needed another advance to feed her children and to avoid being evicted. Dave's Gourmet sent her 2 advances that total $5,000, but again encouraged her to continue working her other job and pursue her private chef career as she had been doing prior to partnering to commercially produce pink sauce. Shaw wanted to know more about activities related to pink sauce at Dave's Gourmet. In the beginning of 2022, the Dave's Gourmet team set up a weekly standing meeting to discuss brand strategy to support and collaborate with Shaw. Shaw attended only a couple of these meetings and has not been in attendance since. February 2023, Veronica requested over $10,000 in marketing expenses to throw herself a birthday party, and also provided a request for Dave's Gourmet to pay for her dress that cost more than $800 and shoes which cost over $600 that would potentially be used in a TikTok video. Dave's Gourmet suggested a smaller budget, and because Dave's Gourmet would not approve these expenses, Shaw refused to collaborate or contribute to marketing efforts alongside Dave's Gourmet moving forward. February 2023, Shaw attempted to submit business expense reports for personal expenses like buying 4 pairs of sneakers or expensing her grocery bills. Dave's Gourmet informed her that such activities are fraudulent and asked a lot of questions related to receipts submitted. Shaw did not respond to any of those questions. May 2023, due to the large advances on Shaw's royalty payment, the balance of Q1 royalties owed to Shaw came to $666.86. Dave's Gourmet decided to hold off on deducting $10,000 in advances from the royalties due until a later period so that Shaw has more funds to cover her needs at that time, and instead paid Shaw $10,666.68. This balance and all payments processed have been outlined and communicated to Veronica consistently. Dave's Gourmet deducted the above-mentioned advances of $10,000 at the second quarter royalty payment. June 2023, Shaw submitted an expense report to Dave's Gourmet that included requests for payment for her time dedicated to making social media content. Such request was outside of the terms of the agreement. Dave's Gourmet asked for clarifications related to the various expenses listed by Shaw, but backups, receipts, and explanations were not provided. Dave's Gourmet reminded Shaw that business expenses need to be pre-approved by Dave's Gourmet. Dave's Gourmet has kept this timeline of information private leading up until Veronica took to social media with defamatory statements regarding the integrity of our business, which has put us in an unfortunate position to share details that would have otherwise remained private. In total, Veronica Shaw has received over $120,000 in payments from her partnership with Dave's Gourmet and Pink Sauce since August of 2022 to date. She had certain obligations in the contract related to social media activities that she has violated multiple times, but Dave's Gourmet chose not to enforce them, not to create a strained relationship. After Shaw went to social media to create the illusion that she is not being compensated properly, Dave's Gourmet communicated to both Shaw and her attorney that Dave's Gourmet will cover the cost of Shaw's legal counsel to go through the provisions of the agreement and the payments to explain that the payments were correct and Dave's Gourmet is following the agreement. The proposal was rejected by Shaw. This is absolutely insane. I mean, it sounds to me like Dave's Gourmet has been more than nice to Veronica, giving her all of these upfront payments, trying to help her out, make sure that she is comfortable, make sure that her kids are taken care of, and she has blown through this money. And I mean, it is just insane to hear their side of the story, and then when you hear what she has been saying, plus all of the little things that she tried to get them to pay for, like a birthday party and a dress and shoes. Like, girl, what are we doing? Like, this is truly something wild. But that is what Dave's Gourmet had to say in response to what Veronica has said about them. I certainly want to know what you guys think about all this new information that has come out about Pink Sauce. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.